Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Monday, April the 1st. We got a 9-game Monday MLB slate. I'm going to talk about some of the pitchers that I like today. We'll work our way through the pitcher-player pool. I'll give you 2 of my favorite pitchers. We'll look at some bats as well, 3 of my favorite bats. We will talk about some stacks that I like. We'll take a look at the lineups page, talk about some of the implied run totals for all the teams on this slate. Like I said, look at the stacks, the teams that have the highest implied run totals, whether we want to stack them or not, and then maybe a team that implied run total is not as great but could still be a viable stack. So we'll try and go over this MLB slate rather quickly, about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll take a look at it. I will be putting out my NBA video for Monday shortly after this one. So if you're planning to play NBA, don't feel left out. I'm going to be making NBA videos as well with MLB, at least till NBA regular season's over with. Just before we do, take a look at this slate, guys. Make sure you drop a like on the video, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. But taking a look at pitcher today, 2 of my favorite pitchers that stand out to me are sort of at the top, but they're not priced like studs. Like David Price is the only pitcher on DraftKings that's over 10K, and on Yahoo, David Price is the only pitcher that's over, or Price and Hendricks are the only pitchers over $40. Yahoo today, their pitcher pricing is very soft. You're going to be able to pay up for a lot of bats on Yahoo and still fit in good pitching. So even on DraftKings, you can still fit in some expensive bats with the pitching that we have today. Not really like, there's no Max Scherzer or Clayton Kershaw or whoever on this slate, Chris Sale. A lot of like 8K guys that do give you upside. 2 of those 8K guys that I really like are Julio Urias and Steven Matz. I think both of these guys are in great spots today. Urias, the only concern for me, or at least with him, is that he's not fully stretched out. Not concerned at all with the matchup. I think that's the best spot for Urias here is a home matchup with the Giants. Great spot for him. He looked great during spring training. Had 4 perfect innings in an exhibition game against the Angels. 4 strikeouts, 42 pitches he threw. My only concern, like I said, is that he's not fully stretched out. I don't see Urias pitching 100 pitches. I think he probably pitches like 80 to 90 pitches. Maybe we'll get a confirmation on what his limit is. But if he can go 6 innings against this Giants team, you could easily get 6 innings of maybe 2-3 hits, about 6-7 strikeouts, 25-30 DraftKings points. It's pretty easily possible here for Urias with how good the matchup is. So I think he's in a great spot against the Giants. Like I said, we're going to be picking on this Giants team all year. Another team we're going to be picking on all year with opposing pitchers is the Marlins. I think Steven Matz is in a really good spot as well. He's 37 on Yahoo. Matz, Urias, probably my 2 favorite pitchers on this slate to pair up. Matz is just in such a good spot. This Marlins team, along with the Giants, just a very bad team offensively. Not a lot of good hitters in this lineup. There's plenty of strikeouts, especially when you get to the bottom. Alfaro, the pitcher, Peter O'Brien, Lewis Brinson will strike out quite a bit. Brian Anderson will strike out a decent much. Prado doesn't strike out much. Castro doesn't strike out much, especially against lefties, but there's definitely enough Ks in this lineup where Steven Matz has upside. It's a great pitcher's park in Marlins Park, great pitcher's park. So Steven Matz looks really good here. I think Matz gives us upside. He was a guy that I didn't play much last year, but today's a different story just with the pitching that we have on the slate. With how good Matt's spot is against the Marlins, I think he is definitely in consideration today. So Urias Matz is going to be probably my most popular combo that I use on this 9-game slate. I do like Matt Strahm as well. We need to see if he's going to be fully stretched out, but he's also in a really good spot at home against the Diamondbacks. This Diamondbacks team, not really going to be a great team this year. They lost Goldschmidt, they lost A.J. Pollock. Just a team we're going to be picking on as well. So I do like taking Strahm here against the Diamondbacks. I think he is a guy you could definitely use. I don't mind Caleb Smith at home against the Mets. I think that's another guy that's definitely in consideration for me. I don't really know if there's any value that I want to play at pitcher. Probably going to be sticking to Matz, Urias, Strahm, Caleb Smith. Those are kind of like my 4 favorite options to use. Maybe some Brad Peacock, but that's probably taking it too far, especially at 7,900. With Brad Peacock, you don't really know how long he's going to pitch, so probably wouldn't go there a ton. That would just kind of be a guy I'd use if I was playing a lot of lineups. So those are kind of the pitchers I'm looking at, mainly the 4 guys I've talked about. Maybe Sean Reed-Foley at home against the Orioles, like that matchup, but I think I would rather play Matz, who's only 200 more. Urias is only 600 more. Those guys just look more appealing than Sean Reed-Foley, but can't deny how good that matchup is. But now I want to talk about some bats. So we're going to first base. Really like the Blue Jays here, I think they're in a great spot versus David Hess. Justin Smoke at 4,200 on DK and on Yahoo at $14. Looks really good. This Blue Jays team as a stack today, like I said, looks really good. 5.1 implied run total. David Hess, really bad pitcher. This is a guy that I picked on a lot last year, stacked against a lot last year. I think these Blue Jays, especially with how cheap they are for sure in play as a stack. Really liking that 2 through 4 with Grichuk, Hernandez, and Smoke. I prefer Grichuk and Hernandez versus a lefty, but still think they're in play here. Justin Smoke I like a lot when he's against a righty. Hits righties a lot better than he does lefties. So Justin Smoke at 4,200 definitely stands out as a really good first base play, especially if you're not trying to pay up. If you don't want to go to like Freddie Freeman or Will Myers or like Max Muncy, then Justin Smoke 4,200 I like quite a bit versus Hess. Also really like the Astros. Astros have a pretty high implied run total today versus lefty Drew Smiley, or Smile, not sure how you say that name, but they have a 5 implied run total in Globe Life Park, Great Hitters Park as well. 5 implied run total for them. They've got a lot of right-handed bats that can hit lefties well. Springer, Altuve, Bregman, Correa, all righties that hit lefties well. That 1 through 4 stack looks very appealing today. I want to start off with Alex Bregman. I think at 5K on DK, he is a very good play. I think he's a good play on Yahoo as well at third base at $20. He's cheaper on Yahoo than Arenado, Bryant, Chapman, and Justin Turner, which definitely makes him appealing for me. On DK, he's the most expensive third baseman, but I think he's worth that price tag here with this matchup. Alex Bregman, just throughout his career, has always been a guy that's hit lefties well. This lefty going for the Rangers today is not very good in my eyes. A 5 implied run total shows it, with the Astros getting a 5 implied run total here. Like I said, Great Hitters Park as well. This Astros stack looks very appealing today. Alex Bregman in a great spot. A lot of power, a lot of upside, can steal bases. I just think he's a really good play overall. And then finally on DraftKings in the outfield, finishing out the Astros, I think George Springer at 4,800 is definitely a good play. On Yahoo, it's a bit different. Springer's 23 over here, which is pretty expensive. I think you can still play him, especially if you're stacking the Astros. But on Yahoo, I like going to Carlos Correa at shortstop. He's only $16 over here. He's like the 6th or 7th most expensive shortstop. Looks pretty appealing on my eyes. DraftKings, the pricing's a bit different. Like Correa on DraftKings is 4,800. Springer's 4,800. I think I'd just rather go to Springer there. But on Yahoo, where Springer's like 23, Correa's 16, Correa definitely catches my eye. Just like all these power righties versus a lefty. Springer, Altuve, Bregman, Correa, like I said, power righties, they hit lefties well. First, facing a bad lefty, I think all 4 of those guys are in play. Definitely going to be stacking the Astros today, especially that 1 through 4. Probably will have Gurriel in some of those stacks as well. Maybe even throw Michael Brantley in there, even though it's lefty on lefty. You'll probably get Brantley relatively low owned since it is lefty on lefty, so I think you can still use him as a part of your stack. But obviously that 1 through 4, that's where you really want to go with the Astros today. So these are my 5 plays for DK and 5 plays for Yahoo. Talking about some stacks, pretty much covered it, but Astros are my favorite stack today. Second favorite would definitely be the Blue Jays, especially with how their bats are priced on DraftKings. You have guys like Drury leading off at just 3,600. Smoke, a great power bat versus righties, is only 4,200. Gurriel batting 5th is only 3,900. Value stack that has a lot of upside is definitely the Blue Jays today, but I don't really think you're going to need to go for a value stack because there's not a ton of expensive pitching today. You'll probably be able to play Urias and Matz and still be able to stack the Astros with just how the pricing is. So love getting to the Astros, like the Blue Jays as well. Other teams we can maybe target, if you want to go to some of these righties from the Dodgers versus Drew Pomeranz, they have a 4.8 implied run total. This Dodgers lineup is very good top to bottom. They've got righties that hit lefties well. Kike, Justin Turner, David Freese, Pollock. I usually don't like using guys like David Freese, especially with the Dodgers, because there's a good chance they get pinch hit for if a right-hander comes into the game. But still, Freese is going to be most likely batting in the top of the order, and he's very cheap on both sides. He's 3,700 on DK. I'm sure he's pretty cheap on Yahoo as well. So going to some of the right-handers from the Dodgers I think makes sense, but I would still put them behind the Astros and put them behind the Blue Jays. That's probably it for me, though, for stacks. I don't think I'm really going to be stacking any other teams. I might have some mini stacks of the Braves against Kyle Hendricks, maybe like a 2-man or 3-man stack with like Freeman, Acuna, and Ciarte, but don't think I'm going to be full stacking any other teams besides the Blue Jays. Dodgers, and Astros. Those are the teams I'm really focused on today. So I think that is it for stacks. I think that is it for this slate, guys, for this 9-game Monday slate. Just went through it really, pretty quickly. Usually these are how I do my MLB videos. Just go through pitching, kind of talk about the pitchers that I'm going to be playing, talk about some bats I like, some hitters that stand out to me, give some of my favorite stacks. Don't want to keep you guys for too long, especially since I have to make 2 videos now for the next week or so. I do want to get this video up in time, so that way I can still get the other one up as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out my NBA video, which will be going up shortly after this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe if you are new. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below or hit me up on Twitter at @thedfs_GOAT. But yeah, guys, good luck on this MLB slate. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.